Hello, everybody. This is Skeleton Key Tarot, and hold on to your butts because we got an intense reading coming through today. The song that's playing in my head is Black Sabbath, War Pigs. Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. In the fields of bodies burning, as a war machine keeps turning. All right, I'll stop. But no, seriously though. Seriously, you guys, this person is so angry. They're pissed. They're on the war path. This is the war machine. Okay, so I've got my notes. I've got these cards I drew this morning. I've been in meditation. I've been channeling. And I've got all of these notes here. I got a couple of pages. I'm going to read them. Stay tuned for that. Because we're going to talk about these cards first. And then I'm going to get some more tarot here to get deeper into what the hell this person's problem is. And then we're going to get some angel numbers here. I've got angel numbers. I'm going to get some angel numbers, and then I'm going to get us an archetype oracle to close out the reading, to give us some advice and some spirituality. We're going to inject some good vibes into this today. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. But let's just get right into it. Let's get into it. Okay? Because this person's pissed. I don't know who this is, what their problem is. I'm sure we'll find out. Let's just read. So this person's on the warpath. This person is a commander. They are very commanding, like a commanding officer. Those are the words that I got. Destruction, destroyer, Mars the destroyer. Okay, Mars, martial law, commander-in-chief, accumulated anger and negativity, negative thinking and pessimism. This person may be righteous or self-righteous, angry and outspoken, aggressive, assertive, very confident. They're arrogant. This person is an asshole. They're maybe a fire sign. There's fire. Okay, but this person is laying down the law. The only major arcana to come out was the Emperor. That's Aries. I've also got the King of Wands here. Okay, so we got the Two of Wands, the Ten of Swords, the King of Wands. That came out first. Right. And then we have the Emperor, the Seven of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. Okay, so this is a very frustrated authority figure. There's this feeling of futility at work. Somebody may be stealing money. I heard the word embezzlement. Stealing ideas, copying, plagiarism, ripping somebody off, intellectual property theft, identity theft, regular, tangible property theft, drastic change of plans, ruined plans, the death of a dream, cancellations, plans being canceled, lying about money, bad practices, illegal, tax evasion, non-payment, not paying you for your work, refusing to pay for services rendered, refusing to compensate you or to recognize you or to give you credit for your work, unfair, unjust, but trying to justify illegal or unfair actions, unfair business practices, very shady, sneaky, stealing from the cash register, raiding the treasury, on the cover of darkness. There's a conspiracy, maybe. It's crazy. 3 people are in on it together. There's an oath of secrecy. There's threatening, death threats, planning someone's downfall, looking forward to a fight, jumping somebody, planning an attack, strategizing, war council, central command, issuing orders, planning an attack, carrying out the attack. Something is ruined, it gets out of control. There's blowback, pushback, unforeseen consequences. So there's contingency planning and control mechanisms, trying to plan for everything using defense mechanisms. Military strategist. This person is like a military strategist. Dominance is their word. Like their key word here is dominance and control. I also had this quote. There's about known unknowns and unknown unknowns. Like there's the things you know that you don't know, and then there's the things you don't know that you don't know. And this person is trying to have plans for everything no matter what happens. Contingencies upon contingencies. I got the idea of Dick Cheney, like Darth Vader, okay? Trying to conceal their anger. Yeah, this person is trying to conceal their anger or to control their temper while they also simultaneously express themselves. But they are very angry and they're very negative, very destructive. But they're trying to do it in like a controlled or strategic sort of way, like a controlled demolition, trying to avoid the blowback or unexpected consequences, trying to avoid facing any consequences at all. So it's like a surgical strike or precision, specific, focused, disarming the opposition. So they're trying to disarm their opposition with, and so, yeah, because they want total dominance. They are disarming, gaslighting, rendering the opposition completely unable to respond in any meaningful way, decimating the perceived enemy. Right, so planning upon planning. If this happens, then we respond. Yeah, this is the way they think. Okay, so if this happens, then we respond like this. If that happens, then we respond like that. Like if A, then B. If B, then C. Because B follows A. It's like military strategy. This is how they think. Okay, pushing for changes favorable to their own authority, pushing against changes. Like this person is very reactionary. Yeah, so like something that they're doing is a reaction to changes in the status quo, trying to preserve the hierarchy, trying to keep things as they are, inflexible, uncompromising, but there's a dead end. So this person feels like they are completely in control of oneself and mastering the situation, but there's a sense of like losing control as well. So there's this struggle within this person to maintain control of themselves and the situation. And I feel like it starts to spiral out of control because there are things that they just cannot do or control. There's things that are outside of their control. And it's, okay, let me just keep reading. This person is a dangerous enemy. They do not care. They will do whatever it takes by any means necessary. They have no morals, no ethics, no empathy, no mercy, no boundaries, and they attract followers like a cult of personality. They're very charismatic, they're bold, they're confident. They'll stop at nothing to win and dominate. They don't care even about their own self-preservation. Like they don't even care about their self-preservation half the time. Like if it means getting what they want, they will take risks, take big chances. They may be a little bit crazy. Like I'm picking up on some madness, some insanity when they are enraged, especially. They can sometimes lose control and they have a bad temper and they know it. And so I feel like that's why they focus so much on trying to control their temper and like play it cool, even though they are like a volcano. There's this volcanic eruption. There's this combustion. It's just explosive. This person can be very explosive. They challenge authority. They have problems with authority. Something about extrajudicial, outside the law, above the law. They feel like they are above the law. They feel like they are a law unto himself, a law unto themselves. Like they have their own laws. They make their own, I'm the law. I make the rules. That's how this person is. But they attract followers because they are a natural leader with a big personality. They're like a strong man who attracts weak people and makes them feel like they're a part of something bigger and gives them a place in the hierarchy, in their scheme of things. Not above himself, of course. He's not going to put anybody above himself, but he puts people and gives them jobs or like gives them a place in his scheme where he feels they are the most useful. Like he's really good at gauging a person's usefulness and their value to his cause, his agenda, their usefulness to him and his purposes and his plans. And so he treats people like shit, honestly. He doesn't treat people very well unless he wants to use them for something. Then he knows exactly how to charm them, exactly what to say, to manipulate, and get them to do what he wants. There's also this idea of lead or gold, so to speak, the carrot or the stick, either flattery or threats. He doesn't care. He's going to just do what he thinks going to work. So if he thinks paying you off is going to work, bribing you, he'll do that. If he thinks threatening you or something that you love, that you care about, he'll do that, whatever it takes. He's really good at triangulating and good at scapegoating or ostracizing to get his followers to turn against his enemies, his opposition, pitting people against each other. Because people want to win his favor. People want to win his attention. People want to be on his good side, and they don't want to be on his bad side. They don't want to be his target. Okay, so a couple of songs came through. War Pigs, obviously, by Black Sabbath. And also The Final Countdown. The Final Countdown. I don't know who does it. Is that like Journey or something? The Final Countdown. I don't know. So I started getting more ideas. I'm almost done with the notes. Force, impact, intense impact, immense energy. This person has a lot of energy, a lot of firepower. They're very daring. They're courageous. They have a lot of self-mastery, but they also, it's this weird contradiction with this person because they have to use a lot of their energy just to control their own temper, but they have this ability to like lose control, like a berserker, like a Viking. You know about the Vikings where the berserkers were the warriors. This person has the warrior spirit. Absolutely. This person is a warrior. They're a general. You know what I'm saying? Like if this person was like a Viking, they would be that huge dude that like when he's in battle, how do I explain? Look up berserkers. Like going berserk comes from that Viking thing where they like almost transcend themselves, transcending the ego in battle to like lose control and like lose their mind in a very violent, effective way that makes them an extremely potent warrior. So like if this was tribal times, if this person was like in a tribe or like in a, like, you know what I'm saying? They would be the warrior spirit. Like they would be the best warrior. They would be even like, they may even be like the defender of the tribe. Like people would almost worship this person or like give them a lot of accolades, but we're not, I don't know, maybe some people are in a tribe. Like, anyway, this person's like a decorated warrior, or that's their spirit, like warrior spirit. But I feel like there's something misplaced about this person, and I'll get into it. So there's huge energy. It's almost like inexhaustible amount of energy. There's this idea of an inexhaustible force. Like this person never quits. They have infinite energy. They're like the Energizer Bunny. Like they just keep going and going and going. They never stop. Once they get going, it's hard to stop them. So there's this intensification, taking risks with great awareness, willing to do anything, intense concentration of energy, mind, body, and soul. There's rulership here. There's the urge for action, instigating changes, authoritarian domination, explosive combustive violence. Okay, I started getting this idea of a false sense of power, like a paper tiger. Like this person's not actually as powerful as they want you to think that they are. Half of their power comes from the belief in their power. Like if you don't believe that this person is powerful, then they lose like half of their power. Like if they didn't have followers, they would not have power. Their power is kind of an illusion. Like they need you to believe that they're more powerful than they actually are. It's unbalanced or a false sense of power, false authority. It's an illegitimate authority, and it may be overcome because it's unsustainable and incapable of sustaining over like a very long period. It's a flash in the pan, but it's like a big flash. I don't know. It's like there's this balance of opposites. Like I'm saying, like they have this inexhaustible energy, but there's something about this that is unsustainable because they don't actually have infinite energy. They have to sleep sometime. Everybody has to sleep sometimes. You know, even if this person was to take drugs or something to stay awake, it would end up destroying their nervous system. Like he's not immortal. This person is not immortal. Okay, they're not omnipresent. They're not omniscient. You know what I mean? Like they're not omniscient. They don't know everything all the time. They can't be everywhere all the time. They can't be in control, but it feels like a hierarchy, like almost like a mafia boss, or like they see themselves as like a gangster, and maybe they have street credit or clout in their circle, but they are not the biggest fish in the world. They may be a big fish in a little pond. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are big in their neighborhood. They are big in their circle, in their country, maybe in their school, in their organization, but they're not as big as their ego would have you believe. Okay. And so this person may be overcome, and they may be facing ruin from their own bad choices or something like this, and they're trying to make a comeback. Something about this feels like someone's trying to make a comeback. It's a last gasp. It's kind of a desperate struggle. Their weaknesses are being exposed. Patriotism is not enough, so to speak. You know, that it's like, it's not enough to just believe in it or something. They don't really have what it takes to back it up, and something leads to failure. So this is kind of pathetic. It's like an aging boxer with arthritis trying to make a comeback, is not as strong as he used to be. He's like 70 years old and he can't fight like he used to, so he tries to get other people to do his dirty work. I know that's a lot. I know. So let's get into the tarot, because let's get a little bit deeper into what the heck this person's problem is and what's going to happen. Because they come across as being a very dangerous enemy, but like I said, there's something about them that is not... It's like all bark, no bite, although this person does bite. There is some bite. His bark, you know how they say that about dogs? Oh, his bark is worse than his bite? Something like that is coming through, but this person is still quite dangerous, because even if he isn't capable of doing everything that he thinks about or wants to do, he's still destructive, and he's still dangerous. He can still do, even if he only does 70 or 50% of the damage that he sets out to do, because he is on the warpath. This person's a warrior. He's on the warpath. And even if he, like I said, even if he only does 50 or 70% of the damage that he tries to do, it's still a lot of damage. It's still like having to pick up the pieces. Like, there's still, you know, consequences, and it sucks for anybody who's in this person's way. All right, what's going on with this person? The Chariot. Yeah, driven, willpower. Unrelenting, the Knight of Pentacles. Just absolutely so stubborn, so focused. Okay. And one more. Thank you. The Knight of Wands. This is what I'm saying. Like, this person is on the move. They are on the warpath. This person is like, he's making plans for this. He's planning for this. He's on his way. Like, get ready. This person's driving up. This is given, like, for somebody, there's, like, I don't know what I can say on YouTube.com, because YouTube censors us, so we can't speak freely about the truth of the world that we're living in. But the reality of the situation is there are dangerous places in this world. There are wars going on. There are, you know, all sorts of violent criminals and activities happening in this place. And certain places are more dangerous than others. So I'm with the Chariot, the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands. You know what I'm getting is like drive-by shooting. You know, I'm getting like someone's driving up and rolling up. Like, there's a tank. I'm seeing a tank. Like, this is war crime stuff. I don't know why I'm getting this message today. It was given to me to give to you. I trust that whoever is meant to receive it is receiving it and is doing what they need to do with it. Okay, I just saw Taurus, I saw Scorpio, I see Cancer, the Chariot, and the Emperor, Aries, is here. I've also got the King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I've got Mars in Aries. I've got Mars in Leo. Actually, Mars just went into Leo. So this could be like a Mars in Leo reading. All right, I've got the Sun in Gemini. I've got, I think this is Mars in Capricorn. A lot of Mars coming through. And then we've got, I believe Seven of Swords is Venus in Aquarius. So, okay, anything else? What else? Virgo and the Queen of Swords. And the Eight of Swords. So, okay, yeah, there's the Tower. Oh, man. We got the Two of Wands again with the Tower. All right, at the bottom here. And the Five of Cups. The Moon. It's just... I just feel like this is confirmation. Somebody feels like there's nothing that they can really do to stop this person from doing what they're going to do. There is a need for protection, for withdrawing. Like, you can't, there's nothing you can do with this person. Like, you kind of just have to, you almost kind of just have to, like, get out of their way. Just take yourself out of their path. Withdraw. Almost like hide. Get away from this person. You don't want to fight with this person. And it's hard to negotiate with them when they're angry like this. And it seems like they are, like, on the war path, okay? We have some, like, there's a controlled demolition or a plan to demolish or destroy something. And it's almost like there's nothing you can do, and it's just almost like just giving you a heads up. Yeah, Queen of Swords, again, King of Wands. Okay. And some big chunk just fell out into my lap. Yeah, this is what's between the two of these people. It's just like Five of Wands. Yep. Ten of Swords, Two of Pentacles. Ooh, the Empress. Wow, this is like... Okay, wait, hold on. No, Three of Swords. Yeah, it's really destructive. It's really ugly. It's getting ugly. This is not something that you really want to be a part of. I feel like this is... All right. I feel like he's trying to hold back certain things, and she's just trying to let this go and get away from it. A lot of tension, a lot of fighting between these two. Feminine air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, masculine fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and a lot of arguing with the Five of Wands between them. Okay, I'm going to use these three here to do your angel number. The Chariot is number 7, and I use court cards as zeros, so the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands would both be zeros. So the number is 700. Let's read your angel number 700. We'll see if anything else wants to come through about these two. Okay, 700 says originate. Your thoughts create your reality. There is bravery in wanting something in life. You can get disappointed. Yeah, so you have to be brave to want something because you have to maybe face disappointment. So your angels want you to take that chance. What is it that you want? They are sending energy to you so as to manifest it in your life. Your work today is to want something. Write a closely held desire on a piece of paper and put it somewhere that you can keep it safe. What do you want? What is it that you want in the situation? What do you want, viewer? Whoever I'm talking to, what is it that you want? Do you want peace? Do you want love? Do you want prosperity in your life? Do you want freedom? Do you want to get away from this person? Do you want to make peace with this person? Do you want to reconcile with them? What is it that you want? Your thoughts create your reality. There's bravery in wanting something in life because you can get disappointed. So your angels want you to take that chance. So there's a chance that you may be disappointed and you might not get what you want, but you should want it anyway. Okay, so you might not get peace right now, but you should want peace anyway. You might not get love or affection from this person right now, but you should want that anyway. Because I think it redirects your focus to a higher ideal. so that you can manifest a better life for yourself in this situation. I think this is unbalanced, unfair, and there's like a lack of harmony, a lack of peace. Okay. So I'm also going to read it backwards, 007. So the number 7 is also here. Fear not. Do not let fear control you. Learning and growing come with new contexts and opportunities. You are feeling called to do new things without always knowing whom or what you can trust. Seeing this number reminds you to be spontaneous and courageous, but also smart and cautious. It's okay to have a backup plan. When you see this number, create a list of what you are scared of and what you can do to mitigate those fears. It's okay to have a backup plan. You should probably have a backup plan. Be spontaneous and courageous, but also smart and cautious, and have a backup plan. What are you afraid of, and what can you do to mitigate those fears? Don't let your fear control you. So focus on the desired outcome, the outcome that you want, not the outcome that you're afraid of. Calling to do new things without always knowing who or what you can trust. You know what's interesting? There's a lot of 7s coming through this reading right now. We've got 7 of Wands, 7 of Swords. The Chariot is the number 7. Also, I noticed the Emperor's number 4 and the 3 of Pentacles number 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7, 7, 7. There's 4 7s here. And then we had, the angel numbers. 700 and the number 7. I also notice here we've got the number 2 and the number 10. Okay. 2 of Wands, 10 of Swords. That's 12. Plus the 5 of Wands, 17. This number 7 could be very important. 777, the number 17. The number 27 could be important. Look out for these numbers. These could be, your angels can show you these numbers when you're on the right path. You'll see these things. Life. I'm going to read number 27 for some reason. Life plan. Align your life with your soul's plan. Align your life plan with your soul plan. Your angels want you to reflect and consider deeply what it is you want in life versus what you think you should do. Oh, okay. Because fear may be like saying to you, oh, you should do this. But you need to focus on what you want and what you want to create. Yeah, what is it that you want versus what you think you should do? Create alone time for yourself today without people or technology. Ask yourself what you want and free write about it in a journal without judgment. So don't judge yourself and tell yourself, oh, you shouldn't want that because you can't have it. Clearly, the message is to decide what it is that you really want. Get very clear about your desire. Write that desire down in your journal. And don't let fear hold you back. Or doubt, or anything, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. What do you want to do? What is your desired outcome here? That's the most important thing. Yeah, somebody here is, okay, we've got the Orphan, number 5, and the Warrior, number 10. At the bottom of the deck is the Warrior spirit. Okay. I'm getting another song. David Bowie's Starman. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He wants to come and see us, but he thinks he'd blow our mind. You know that David Bowie song, Starman? That is so random. This person is a force to be reckoned with. And you can't overcome this force using force. It's like you have to negotiate. This is a difficult negotiation. This Queen of Swords. Yeah, this Tennis. I feel like... Oh my God, there's the 7 of Wands again. Something's ruined and she's made up her mind. He's trying to change things. Push for something. This is changing, though. This is over. Ooh, the 9 of Swords. So much fear. This is so stressful. It's so stressful. And it's like heartbreaking, too. Because you want something that you feel like you can't have. Or you want something so bad that it hurts. There's the Emperor. Okay, so a lot of this is just confirming what we already saw. It's just repeating itself. So that's okay. Let that be the confirmation. Like, this person's coming. This person's coming over. This person's rolling up. They're going to stop by. They may stop by, like, they may show up randomly. Like, they're just going to show up spontaneously. And this person is so stubborn. They're so unrelenting. But everybody has to sleep sometimes, you know? So anyway, we got the number 10 and the number 5, which is like the devil. So there's Capricorn energy here. And the devil is like the ego, is the obsession, the fixation, the addictions, the shadow side. Someone needs to do some shadow work. Anyway, let's read for these two as our closing messages from the archetypes today. First of all, number 5, the orphan. The wounded child, the abandoned, and the beggar. Okay. Yeah, someone's got like this childhood trauma. I'm not saying it's right, but maybe this helps us understand. So let's see. To study the orphan is to study the deep and challenging energy of our time. We are ever more connected, yet face collective isolation. The refugee crisis haunts our planet. Children are separated from parents, and the earth begs for our attention. We are in a time of universal orphanage, of nature, of each other, of our own hearts. Take refuge in the fact that we all share this core wound and dilemma. We all share this core wound and dilemma. It is normal to fear this card as it haunts the caverns of the soul. When it appears, take time, real time, to be in the presence of the feelings this card stirs in you. Let it humble you. What are you starving for? What is the deepest gift you could imagine giving to others? What has been rejected is quite possibly what is most needed, dear one. So in the light, this card offers deep solace, deep acceptance, and deep love. But in the dark, it is distanced, it's hateful, avoidant, controlling, and limiting. Access this archetype through creative acts like drawing, painting, or writing. Keep it simple. Ask the orphan what it wants to draw, make, or say. There's an inner child wound here that needs to be addressed. Tenderness beyond tenderness is required. Imagine holding yourself in your hands. To recognize that each one of us fears rejection and isolation is to take one step towards the orphan. More kindness, always. More kindness, always. You cannot defeat this person through hate. Hate cannot conquer this person. It feeds them this drive. There's something I need to make reference to. Hang on. There's something I need to refer to in a different book. The 5 of Wands in this book is going to tell us a little something that it keeps coming to mind, and I feel like I could read it better from the book. Force that cannot be overcome with force. There are people in your environment that are not going to go away. What can you do to courageously refrain from confrontation in order to work towards strengthening common ground, peaceful solutions, and equilibrium? Okay, hold on. If there's a competition where you are relying on your wits for success, you may find balance, courage, mental acumen, and physical agility while seeking an advantage in that competition or situation. It's this card, it's a warning that peace and expansive growth is achievable only if you spar well and act in diplomacy and right relation, giving constructive criticism when times get challenging in life and within your relationships. Sparring and debating are natural and healthy, but when our emotional insecurities get triggered, hatred, anger, or violence can erupt. If you find yourself in the grip of this tension or even rivalry, wrestling with others, ask if they are worthy foes, worth your time and energy in bringing balance and good-natured camaraderie. Is it worth it? And can you bring in balance and good-natured camaraderie into your dealings and relationships? If not, perhaps it's time to move on. If it's possible, if you cannot avoid fighting with this person, then fight with honor. If you're in the right, keep it steady and show your strength with patience, courage, and virtue rather than mere force and bravado. Recognize and admit when you're wrong. Recognize and admit when you are wrong. Be careful of wanting victory at all costs. Accept when you are defeated, unless it is a matter of damage to your personal sovereignty. If you are wrong, then admit it. But don't let someone damage your own personal sovereignty. There's a difference. So in that case, seek the inner wisdom of how you can maintain your dignity and self-respect as you stand up for your rights. I hope that makes sense. It's like you have to find a way to solve and resolve this conflict. Really think deeply and self-reflect on the logical, rational approach to dealing with this. I think it takes self-reflection. Are you, and admitting if you're wrong. Are you wrong or are you right? First of all. And if you're wrong, you're going to have to admit it. Somebody's going to have to admit when they were wrong. But if you're right and someone is stomping all over you and destroying your sovereignty, your property, your, walking all over your rights, treating you like shit, and it's wrong the way that they're treating you, you're going to have to find a way to stand up for yourself, but do it with dignity and honor. Something like that. So the warrior is here. So this will be our closing message. This is the samurai, the soldier, the advocate. We often envision the warrior as an armored figure with sword in hand moving blindly towards battle. Yet the deeper aspects of this archetype bring us face to face with death itself. The warrior stands precariously at the edge of life and death, trusting the eternal to guide the sword's blade. The warrior's work requires presence, alignment, and purpose. If and when the warrior loses its center, meaningless confrontations and violence are their default response. When this card appears, it is important to question the battle at hand. Question the battle at hand. It is likely a great one, with deep roots and long-standing tensions. The actions you take will stay with you long after the dust settles, so choose wisely, brave one. As you draw your sword, realign with the eternal wisdom within, and then surrender to the battle. So there's a fierce clarity here, purposeful action, resolve, and resilience. But there are threats, savagery, abandoning the mission, and values. Without a true purpose, manifesto, or oath, the warrior is lost. What do you stand for? What are you willing to rise in the name of? Write it down. Write it out. So be careful. Be careful, because the warrior implies war. The two go hand in hand. Those who defeat others are strong. Those who defeat themselves are mighty. Okay, maybe the true battle was with ourselves all along. So how are you going to face this enemy? Because they're going to do everything, Those who defeat others are strong. Those who defeat themselves are mighty. But what if you can't defeat someone with violence? What if that's not actually the answer? What if that actually doesn't solve anything? What if it only leads to escalation? Then there needs to be understanding and love and tenderness and acceptance and connection and common ground and diplomacy. Isn't that the more high-minded, high road? Isn't that the more intelligent, enlightened path? Now, of course, if you have to defend yourself and protect yourself, by all means, protect yourself. But this is the way we should think about it, right? If we're alone and we're able to find a moment to spend in our own journal, in our own mind, in the way that we think about these things. If we are intelligent and enlightened, then we want better for ourselves. We want a better life. We don't want to have to fight and struggle and constantly be at war with ourselves and each other. There are soldiers out here who need purpose and direction. Otherwise, they're just out here fighting. There's, I feel like there are a lot of similarities with the world today in this reading. Like, there are so many ways that this could be taken. Okay, I just grabbed this card. Until all are free, none are free. Spell it out. Yeah, there's something that needs to be written down. Words are weapons, but words are spells. Words are so powerful. Thoughts become things. Your reality starts in your mind. So the way that you see this and the way that you view this and the way that you talk about this is so powerful in this today. Until all are free, none are free. Your liberation is contingent on the liberation of every other living creature, human being on this planet. Until all are safe, none are safe. That's the idea. So spell it out. Write down what you really want. Write down your real dreams, your real ambitions, your real ideas, your real vision for this planet, for this world. We need to inject an elevated mindset into this situation. I don't think that we should appease these illegitimate authorities, but I think that we need to be really intelligent about the way that we go about fighting them so that we don't lose ourselves, our values, our honor, our dignity as we stand up for what's right in the face of what's obviously very wrong. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Wow, intense reading today. Thank you for joining me. If you're still here, thank you so much for going through this journey with me as my journey intersects with yours. It is so good to meet you. I love to hear from you. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. If you like a personal reading, I do personal readings. I do. They're very reasonably priced. And you get more for your dollar. Just like Damula's Market Basket. When you shop with me, you're going to get more for your dollar. Trust me. I never stop talking. I'll go on for an hour. You can, I'm serious. Like you can order like a 1-question reading and I'm going to talk to you for like half an hour. And I'm going to get the cards that you need. I'm going to get you the message. We're going to hammer away at it if we have to. Sometimes it's not that difficult though. Sometimes you just like, you get some cards and it's pretty simple and straightforward. So depends on the reading, depends on the person, depends on so much. So, okay. I just saw the Fool card and the Temperance. It's like a new sense of peace, composure as you handle this. Like, don't be afraid and don't hold back, but maintain your balance and composure. Do not let this person trigger you. Don't get triggered. It's not worth it. Okay. Email me. Let me know. Tell me what you think. I love to hear from you. I love you so much. But that's what I've got for you today. So thank you so much for joining me today. And I'll see you in the next one, okay? Goodbye.